If everybody would like to take a seat, you should do this now. Welcome to our yearly Hanukkah celebration of our beautiful city, Long Beach. This has been a tradition in this city for several decades already, when the building was still on the other side of town, on Ocean Avenue. And we are actually, thank you. We are actually part of tens of thousands of public lighting menorahs around the world, in Washington, D.C. in front of the White House, Eiffel Tower in Paris, the Kremlin in Moscow, at the Opera House in Sydney. This year, the message of Hanukkah is as relevant as ever in light of what happened on Sunday in Sydney, Australia. Our prayers and thoughts go to those who were so cruelly murdered, those who were wounded and are in hospitals, and to their families. We learned that this was not an isolated act of two random individuals carrying out a terrorist attack, but this was actually organized terror groups that organized the marches in Sydney against Jews, which deteriorated into the burning of places of worship, Jewish places of worship, and which on Sunday we saw when government does not take a forceful act against anti-Semitism, we see what happened on Sunday. So we are here. The reasons behind those attacks were clearly to intimidate the Jewish community around the world and to intimidate the governments around the world. But we are here. We are proudly here going to be celebrating Hanukkah. We will not cave in. We will not be intimidated. And we're going to come out even stronger than before. I would like to first introduce our mayor and thanking him for all the things that he does for our city and for our community, Mayor Richardson.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you so much, Rabbi Feinland, for that introduction. And we are so proud to welcome you here to City Hall one more time as we continue our tradition of lighting our menorah right here at Long Beach City Hall in celebration of Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah, everybody. All right. So I want to recognize everyone who helped pull this together. Jewish Long Beach is in the house. It's here for Jewish Long Beach. And our new leadership, Eric and Alicia at Jewish Long Beach. Temple Israel's in the house. Thank you so much. And many faith leaders and rabbis who have joined us. We also want to recognize our public safety, our law enforcement who are here, our police officers, our firefighters. Thank you so much. And, you know, we were all together not long ago at 2nd and PCH, and it was a strong showing of public safety. City of Long Beach really showed up on 2nd and PCH, so we thank you to our Long Beach first responders for showing up, especially in that moment, recognizing the first night of Hanukkah. So we want to acknowledge, you know, what took place a few days ago in Bondi Beach. And, you know, and I mentioned a little bit of this the other day at 2nd and PCH, that we're a big community and we're a diverse community. And when things happen that may be thousands of miles away, it affects us. It really does affect us here in our community. And especially in a moment like Hanukkah, which is really a season of light and joy, we have to stand up in these moments. We have to show light in these moments, especially in moments of darkness. And we also know that the way we respond is through positivity and through unity, through solidarity, through making sure everyone knows that they belong in this city, that we reaffirm that hate has no place in our communities, and that we stand together despite how you pray, who you love, all of those things. We stand together. It's incredibly important. And a quote that I think of in this moment, it's one of my favorites, is Dr. King, that darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. And the symbolism today with lighting this menorah means so much in this moment, right? We light a menorah here at City Hall every single year. But this year it carries so much that it is a sign of unity. It's a sign of respect. It's also a reaffirmation of positivity and light in the face of darkness. So I want to thank all of you for being here. Hanukkah is a time of dedication, of remembering the courage and resilience of the Jewish people, and celebrating the enduring power of faith and hope. We are proud of our Jewish community in Long Beach. We have about 36,000 Jewish households in the city of Long Beach, and they've made significant contributions. Businesses in our community, civic groups, elected officials, decision makers, all part of this community. And we want to make sure that you know that you belong here at City Hall. So as we light the menorah tonight, we're reminded of Hanukkah's lessons, the importance of standing up for what is right, even in the face of adversity, the power of faith, the hope to illuminate even in the darkest moments. We are a city that is proud to embrace diversity and inclusion and belonging, and we know that requires intentional efforts and action. So we continue to celebrate you. We continue to celebrate the cultures, traditions, and faiths that make our community strong and vibrant. So we want to thank you all for joining us. We wish you a happy Hanukkah. We will see you in the new year as well at the State of the City on January 13th. We are in full production mode right now to make sure we get it right. It's a lot of things that we are proud of, that we want to uplift. January 13th, we will see you there. And now it is my great honor. Where is Rabbi Newman? There he is. Rabbi Newman, come on forward. I'm proud to introduce Rabbi Newman to begin with the ceremony.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mayor. Good afternoon, everybody. It's really a pleasure to be here, an honor to be here to light the menorah this year again. We've done it for, as Rabbi Feinland said, for decades. We've been lighting the menorah here in City Hall. So thank you to the mayor, city council, the staff, all the people in the Jewish community that have come out, Jewish Long Beach, and the distinguished members of law enforcement and the fire department. Thank you for coming out, so many of you coming here. It's a true honor to gather here tonight this afternoon at City Hall in witness of the beautiful tradition of the menorah lighting. Tonight, as we ignite these lights, we are reminded that a single flame, though small, has the power to banish a vast darkness. Each flame represents hope, resilience, and the miracle of light prevailing over darkness. Let us not just look at the physical light, but at the light within our own lives. In a world often focused on negativity, let's actively seek out the positive aspects of life, the goodness, the kindness, and the shared humanity that surrounds us every day. This is the positive power we choose to focus on during the holiday of Hanukkah with the symbol of the light. But this afternoon, our celebration is tempered, as the mayor said, with a heavy heart. We pause to remember the innocent souls who were tragically murdered in the terrorist attack while lighting a menorah in Bondi Beach, Australia. Their memory is a painful reminder that the darkness of hatred still persists. This tragedy calls upon us to recognize a bitter truth. Hate speech is not harmless. It is the destructive seed that leads directly to physical violence, as we have seen in the attack against a Jewish gathering in Australia. Words of hatred cultivate an environment where people feel empowered to act on their worst prejudices, resulting in unimaginable suffering. Therefore, we must use this gathering, even though we want it to be Hanukkah, light, celebration, goodness, but let's for a moment think about denouncing hate speech in all its forms, and urge our elected officials to not allow it to appear in any form before it escalates. In closing, the message of menorah and the true spirit of our City Hall is one of unity. We must choose to stand together, united by our shared positive values, our commitment to peace, and our desire to build a safe, inclusive home for everyone. We will not be defined by hatred and divisiveness. Let the glow of these candles that we're soon going to light be a beacon guiding us to focus on the common good and illuminate our path toward a brighter, more peaceful world in a more peaceful time for the benefit of all the people in Long Beach and people all over the world that are celebrating Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah to you. And now it gives me pleasure to introduce Rabbi Fox. There you go. Yes, you were unprepared for that.
Thank you, Rabbi Newman. It's always good to be together. And before I share the words that I wrote for today, I do want to say that every time, and I'm very sad to say that it's in every time, but every time there is an attack or something like this around the world, the Jewish community first breathes a terrible sigh, one that echoes generations and generations of pain that has come to our community, so too as other communities have felt, but ours feels that deeply. But the other thing that happens is we suddenly turn to each other, and as we want to celebrate this Hanukkah and this holiday, we start to say, should we? I start to get phone calls and emails and text messages from families in our community who say, I have kids. Is it safe for me to bring them to synagogue? Is it okay for us to gather even though we have a holiday such as this? And I can confidently and lovingly say that there is a tremendous amount of respect for those people who choose to not because they are afraid, but that we here in Long Beach have a tremendous partnership with our elected officials, with our law enforcement. And not only do we know that we are physically safe, as was the case even at 2nd and PCH, and Mayor Richardson, thank you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you as well to Representative Duggan and all of the people who are here to be with us, because it's not just about that physical safety. We know what to do to make sure that we are physically safe. There's a spiritual, emotional safety that comes from that as well, and we have to be together in order to feel that. Our bodies do have a tremendous amount of wisdom. It's already in there, housed like book stacks lined up alongside the genes that make our hair brown, our feet flat. You can see it from the youngest child, an inherent knowledge to sleep and eat that's pre-verbal. It's deeper than self-awareness. And there's a system built that gets us what we need, that goes even beyond our physical needs. For hundreds of thousands of years, our bodies have also been drawn to light. We rise with the sun in the morning, and over time, found ourselves drawn to the light also made when we kindle a fire. I imagine the first gatherings of people after the sun had gone to rest. A circle around a fire of people not yet familiar with one another and somehow inspired to move towards its warmth. Our communities are based around shared needs. And when dark and cold come strongly into the world, we have a need for light and warmth. And our Jewish ritual for this time, which came much later than those first campsites, is similar to so many others for this winter season. At a time when things grow dark, we gather together around the light. So, thank you for sharing in the light this Hanukkah season. When we kindle these winter lights and celebrate a warmth that comes from a glow far greater than any resting on these ancient and storied branches. Happy Hanukkah, everyone.
I would like to share with you a story that actually, I call it a Hanukkah miracle story that didn't happen in ancient Israel or Promised Land, actually happened in California. To a colleague of ours, Rabbi Moshe Brisky of Aguda Hills. Very interesting, give it the short version of the story. He was giving a lecture on suffering and faith, which every rabbi knows this is a very difficult subject to broach. There was a large crowd, and he gave his talk. One of the people in the crowd is actually in the front seat. He just was crying throughout the entire lecture. It was a little bit uncomfortable. At the end of the lecture, he ran over to the rabbi and he cried on his shoulder. Rabbi Brisky asked him, would you like to talk? He said, yes. So he took him into his office. And Jack, that was the name of this individual, told him, I know you know me for a while, but let me tell you my story. He is the music director of his temple, a Reform temple in the valley, and a terrible accident happened to the family. 2 of his daughters got killed. He couldn't cope with it. He went into a depression. He lost his job. After a while, his wife took his 8-year-old Megan, left him. He began to go from therapist to therapist, and nothing helped. Every day was getting darker and darker, until one day he decided it's time to say goodbye to this miserable world. He couldn't take it any longer, and he was seeking relief by doing, you know what. But before doing that, he decided he's going to take his daughter, 8-year-old Megan, give her a good time for the last time, kiss her goodbye, and do whatever he had to do. He came, he picked up his daughter, and decided to go to the Mountain Gate Mall in Simi Valley. It was a movie theater over there. And they came in. Suddenly, he began to hear music. This mall there was nobody around. But he heard music. And he thought it was Jewish music. He knew. He's the director of music of the temple. He followed the music, and he saw a big menorah. And people were dancing around it. Before he knew what's happening, somebody grabbed him and began to dance around and around the menorah. He was clutching to the hand of his little girl. And as they were dancing around, he felt God and the little flickering flames telling him, there will yet be more celebrations in your life. That you will still dance. There will still be a bright day. And I decided, when I saw the glowing face of my little girl, I will not do this to her. And I took her home, and didn't kiss her goodbye, but I went home. I went back to therapy. I got back my job, and I feel my life came back to me. Now was Rabbi Brisky's turn to start to cry. He says, 1 minute. He went to the bookcase. He opened up a photo album that he had, Mountain Gate Plaza. He opened it up, and here it was, and I can testify, I saw that picture myself, Rabbi Brisky dancing with Jack around the menorah. That was the night when he was planning to take his life. Chabad was there lighting the menorah in that mall. And then came the surprise. Rabbi Brisky said, oh boy, do I remember that night. You see, we in Agura Hills, the rabbis decided every year we're going to light the menorah in a different place. So that year we decided we're going to light the menorah in Simi Valley. I don't know for you, you remember 411 information? pre cell phones. They dialed 411 and he said, can I have the phone number of the mall in Simi Valley? Which mall? You know, the mall, you know. You mean Mountain Gate Mall? Sure, yeah, that's the one. They gave him a telephone number, he got an address. He prepared, he hired a clown, balloons, music, food, the works. We're going to have such a great time. We should call the mall first to ask permission, which he called. And the operator says, are you sure you want to do this? Sure. You sure, right? Of course, we do it all the time. Okay. At what time? You got it. It's yours. He comes in with a truck full of balloons and the music, the works, the menorah, only to find out that mall was closed. That's why he got such an easy way to get in with the permission. All the stores were closed. Actually, it was late for demolition. The only thing that was open was that movie theater. So he decided, we're going to take the menorah, go to that movie theater, we're going to plant it right there, and anyone that dares passing through this, he's going to have to dance around the menorah, because otherwise I'm going to feel so stupid. And that's what we did. I came home that night, and I felt such a failure. What a bummer. All that money, for what? God has a plan, as a master plan. God places us at the right time, in the right place. That person needed to hear the message of the menorah, that no matter how dark it gets, by the way, that's one of the reasons we light the menorah when it gets dark outside. No matter how dark it might get in your life, remember always, the sun will still shine tomorrow. God will give you opportunities to be able to shine. We just need to open that door when opportunity knocks and celebrate the message of Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah. This is the beautiful message of Hanukkah. Hopefully we can take home and share with friends. But now comes the moment that we were waiting for. We're going to ask the mayor to please light the shamesh, the one that would light all the other candles. Let's do the first button over here, right there.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, thank you so much. I would like to call now upon Eric Ludwig, the CEO of Jewish Long Beach, to please light the second one, the first button over here. Thank you very much. Very good. And now for today's 3 candles, we're going to ask Kenneth Schlesinger from the board of the Jewish Federation to please come.
Which one? This one?
The first one. Rain, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much for all to come. Have a happy Hanukkah. We should celebrate life, celebrate light, celebrate and be thankful for all the beautiful things that we have. And have a happy holidays, a wonderful year. Please, if you want to make, there's food over there, you can intermingle. Your closing remarks?
I think you just closed it out great. Well, let's get all the rabbis together and take a photo together.